Hello, thank you for joining me here at ATM Forum. One more time, my name is African Professor One. If this is the first time you come into this platform, I ask you in a friendly way to subscribe, share with friends and family, spread the message so we all convey or we all join the movement together, the truth. When you come here, the only thing I can assure you here is the truth. The unfolding truth, wherever it is happening around the world, is what I can comment on. I don't over dramatize things. That is why I don't see the need to write anything down so it's unscripted. Because I have the feeling that if you're telling the truth, you don't need to exaggerate, you don't need to over dramatize things. You just say what is from your mind. So it's unscripted and it's also freestyle. What I mean is, even though I may have a central theme, I talk about all kind of issue, range of issue involving geopolitical, economic, social, cultural, and everything. So when you come here, you won't be disappointed. So one more time, this is ATL Forum. My name is African Professor One. Subscribe, share, like it, and hit the notification bell. So as soon as I upload video, you'll be among the first to get it. So today's topic will be about Israel and the Hamas conflict, the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. So the topic for this discussion will be, why is the world seems like so fixated on the so-called occupation of Palestinian lands, Israel occupation of Palestinian lands, but we don't talk about, we overlook Hamas atrocities, Hamas barbarity, terrorism, or terroristic activities towards Israel or towards Jews. Why the word? Why are we always only focused on what Israel military response in Gaza Strip? Yes, it's true. Children are dying, as a result of this bombing from both sides. But the point is, that is what war is. That is the dangers of war. That is why war of any kind should be avoided at all costs, because wars are unpredictable. So no matter how you plan it, there will be still collateral damages or casualties. So that is what it is. But anyway, back to the conversation. My thing is, it seems like the world is not being fair to Israel. That is how I see it. Because it seems like we over dramatize what is happening, what Israel military response, is as at the expenses of Hamas barbarity, Hamas inhumane activities towards Jewish children and women and innocent people. Why is the world also not talking about Hamas? Why are we not pushing Hamas or enough to renounce violence like PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, did under Yasser Arafat? Why is the world not doing that? To me, from my personal point of view, I think the world is not being fair to Israel, to the state of Israel. That is so true. Both Christian, Muslims, international community, and all this anti-Semitic response against Israel, I think it's not fair. And I'm going to give you a context. I'm going to explain my position, why, and I think I have every right to express my point of view and to hold the opinion I hold. Okay, so back to the conversation, back to the topic, back to my topic. So, on October the 7th, Israel was minding its own business, and out of the blue, out of nowhere, they were attacked by Hamas. And at the end of that attack, about 1,200 people, innocent people, children, women, and non-military personnel were killed. And some were raped, beheaded, and taken hostage. That was October the 7th, right? And what do you think Israel should do? Israel has to retaliate or respond. And in the course of responding, obviously, people will die. And that is why war is not good, or that is why any form of violence should be renounced or discouraged. But guess what? Hamas did that. And as soon as they did that, what they did, they took all the hostages, the Jewish or the Israel hostages, and brought them back to Gaza Strip and blend them among the dense population in Gaza Strip. So that is what they do. Anytime Hamas attack Israel, they just come back, draw back, and just blend among the population. And so, in other words, Hamas used Palestinians, innocent people, as a human shield against Israel retaliation or response. See, that is what make a lot of these casualties. That is what make Palestinian sustain a lot of casualties, because always Hamas use innocent, their own people, as human shield against Israel. So as soon as Israel retaliate and all this death, children and women and all innocent people die, they over dramatize it. They show it on the TV, everywhere, social media, and so the whole world look at it, look at the bombing. Yeah, Israel is powerful, the most powerful country in that part of the world, Middle East. So obviously, if you hit me with a small blow and I have a bigger blow, obviously I'll come with my bigger blow. So that is exactly what is happening. Hamas used a little blow to hit Israel, and then when Israel come with a big blow and a lot of people die or a lot of people get hurt, they show it to the whole world and make Israel look bad, as if Israel just want to sit there and kill innocent Palestinians and take over their land. But that is not what the case is. That is not the truth. It doesn't represent the truth, because the truth is Hamas used innocent Palestinians against Israel. They attack Israel, withdraw quickly, and then when Israel is responding, they blend. Hamas blend among the dense population in Gaza Strip and West Bank, and so in the course of that, people die and they blame Israel. That is what is happening all the time. And I think Jews or Israel also are made up of human beings. They have a right to defend themselves. They also have blood in them, so they also have to respond, protect, defend their country or their people. So I don't get it when the world make it seem like somehow it was Israel for that all this killing or all these atrocities are happening in that part of the world. Think about it. Hamas, if you look at it, Hamas just came to the scene in 1987. Because when Hamas came in, they look at Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO, under Arafat was in control, was running things. They were running things. So what happened is, Hamas, when they were formed, they have a charter or a document or what we call a constitution, their own manifesto or constitution. And one part of the constitution, one section of their constitution, Hamas constitution, state clearly that Israel as a state doesn't have a right to exist. Implies all Jews are somehow fake people. They don't exist in any. In other words, there's no such thing as Jewish tribe or anything, ethnic group called Jewish. So for them, Jewish has to be wiped off the face of the earth. It's right there in their charter, Hamas charter. So Hamas doesn't want any peace. Anything connected with peace with Israel, they don't want it. You see? And so that is what, because they are supported, funded and supported fully every year by Iran, and Iran is a sworn enemy of the Jews. So wherever it would take for Hamas to try to get rid of Israel, the state of Israel in that part of the land, is what they're doing. And so for Hamas leaders and their philosophy, if there is no violence, there will be no Hamas, because Hamas thrives on violence. The more Hamas committed atrocities, violence towards Israel, and Israel retaliate, obviously, powerful nation, and kill many of people, a lot of people in Gaza Strip and West Bank lost their life. They put the blame on Israel, and when Israel look bad, it make Hamas become like, and the Palestinian people become like victims. But if you look at it, Hamas doesn't really have the supreme interest of Palestinian people in their heart. No, it's all about Hamas. And I'm saying this to tell you that Hamas, if you look at the leadership of Hamas, they are super rich. All Hamas leaders are billionaires in the midst of this poverty, Palestinian poverty, the pride Palestine, or the predicament Palestinians are going through. Hamas really doesn't care. Because if you look at their leaders, for example, Hamas current leader called Ismail Hayani is worth over $4 billion. $4 billion. The former leader, who is Musa Abu Mazouk, is also worth close to $3 billion. And then another leader, Khalid Mashar, is also worth around $3 billion. So they are among these three leaders, major leaders of Hamas leaders. They are worth close to $10 billion. Then you ask yourself, where did these dudes get those money from? They get that money from outside sources, Iran, and all those humanitarian organizations donating money and all this logistic support to help the Palestinian people. It goes to Hamas because Hamas has taken over Gaza Strip. They have kicked out Palestinian Liberation Organization, who are the true representatives of Palestinian people. Hamas has gotten rid of them because for Hamas, they think PLO is slow and moderate, and PLO is willing to negotiate with Israel because Israel recognized PLO as the true representative of Palestinian people, and in return, Palestinian Liberation Organization also, recognized Israel as, as having right to exist. So, but Hamas doesn't like that. Hamas want violent means, want to get rid and annihilate, just kill all Jews anywhere in the face of the earth. That is what their constitution says. You see, so that is what makes it so dicey. But Hamas doesn't. So all the money that goes to Gaza Strip, West Bank, and other part to help Palestinian people, it goes to Hamas. And so Hamas leaders, they don't even live in Gaza Strip. Almost all of them live in Qatar, Doha, Turkey, and other part, the affluent part of Middle East. That is where they live. And they fly in private jet, live in, 5-star hotels. That is where they go. That is where they have their conferences. So that is what it is. That is the situation. Hamas doesn't care about the true pride or predicament of Palestinian people. They use them because if you go to Gaza Strip today, they have higher taxes. Their tax rate is over 100 to 25%, because all the goods and services that goes to Gaza Strip and other part of Palestinian people, is taxed by Hamas, and all the money goes to them. So they use that money to enrich themselves, and they don't want peace. So for my point is, if they were sincere or want to be even-handed or want to be fair, then how about they push back, push and force Hamas and tell Hamas to renounce violence. They have to renounce violence and try to sit on the negotiating table with Israel and see what the outcome will be. I bet you they won't do it because they don't want peace. They don't even recognize Israel. And their paymasters, which is Iran, doesn't want Israel to exist anywhere in the world. Because when we talk about occupation, again, let's talk about this occupation. I told you, this is freestyle. We talk about Israel occupying all the Palestinian land. If you look at history, especially for those of us who believe in the Bible, biblically, if you look at the Bible, where does the land or the city of Bethlehem, where does it located today? It's in that part of the world. How about Jerusalem? The same thing. It's part of the world. Where was Jesus born according to the Bible? Christian Bethlehem. So if Bethlehem is located in that part of the world, and Jesus was born in Bethlehem, and Jesus is a Jew according to the Bible, and Israel, all the Israelis are Jews, then how can you tell me that Israel is occupying somebody's land in that part of the world. The present place that Israel is occupying belongs to Arabs or the Palestinians. That is not true. That part of the land, that part of the world belonged to Jews just like Arabs. As a matter of fact, if you look at the ancient times, it was the Jews who used to live there. But because it went through different kingdoms, kingdom of Ahab, Edom, Assyrian, Babylonian, Romans, and that kind of it pushed the Jews to disperse. And so a whole bunch of them left, and the Arabs came over there and lived there. So now they have given birth, and grew in numbers. But still they have pockets of Jews living in that part. Before 1948, there was some Jews living there. So it's not like somehow the land was just occupied, Jews just came there and occupied the land. If you look at history, they all have ancestral claim to that part of the world. So it's never true for anybody to equate or try to equate or draw parallels between the Israel in that part of the world and apartheid South Africa. It's very disingenuous. It's not true. It's a veritable chasm between the apartheid South African system and what is happening in the Jews and Arabs, because left the Jews alone, they would rather want to live with the Arabs. But a lot of these Arabs don't want the Jews to live on that part of the land. It's true, because think about it. Israel gained independence on 14th May 1948. The next day, 15 May 1948, Israel was attacked by Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, many countries around. They don't want Jews over there. And guess what? That was the first war between Arabs and the Jews, or Israel, 1948. And guess what? After the end of that war, Israel was able to capture Western Galilee, one of the significant port of Jaffa, and then they also captured part of Jerusalem, Negev Desert belonging to Egypt, and then West Bank belonging to Jordan. See, that is how Israel gets some land. It's because there was some lands surrounding, the present-day Israel, and that is where the Arabs used to attack Israel. So when Israel respond, they end up capturing those lands. That is what it is. Think about it. In 1967 war, the Six-Day War, there was a big war between Arabs and Israel. Israel was able to, capture Sinai Peninsula from Egypt. But guess what? Because through the Camp David Accord, Israel returned the land to Egypt. And as a matter of fact, as a result of the Camp David Accord, Israel and Egypt has never went to war again. They exchanged diplomatic relations, and they have a very friendly relation now. So Israel is not there to just take anybody's land, but it's like, if you use certain land, attack us, and we respond, and we're able to capture the land, that is the essence of war. You see, that is what is happening. So anybody trying to equate what is happening in Israel between Israel and the Arabs, and by the land, the fact that Israel is trying to practice apartheid wherever it is, it's not true. That has nothing to do with the true apartheid South African issue, because for that apartheid South African issue is different. That land didn't belong to the whites who came and occupied that part of the West South Africa. But when it comes to Palestine, the land of Canaan, it's different ballgame. It belongs to Jews, just like maybe it belongs to the Arabs. So all of them claim part of that land. So it's a question of fittest of the fittest. So for the Jews or for the Israel, it's not their intention to fight or to occupy anybody's land. But if you use any land as a launching pad to attack Israel or the Jews, just like Hamas did on October the 7th, Israel has a right to retaliate. So that is what is going on. But people don't want to tell the truth. And everything is about Jews, it's about Israel, how about Hamas? Hamas need to denounce or renounce their atrocities, their terrorist activities towards Israel, and recognize Israel as state, and I think Israel, in good faith, will also return the favor, just like it happened between Israel and the Oslo Accord, where Israel recognized Palestine as the true representative of the Palestinian people, and Palestinians also recognized Israel as a a state. So that is what it is. But until Hamas renounce violence and cut off all the violence activities, which they won't do, because if they do that, guess what? The money won't flow from outside. Foreign sources, they won't get it. They always want to look like a victim. The West see them as a victim. But when they get the money, the real people who are supposed to get the money, it doesn't go to them. Because that is what it is. So today, I'm telling you, the leaders, Hamas, are not poor people. They are rich, super rich. Besides the billionaires, the leaders, all their leaders are billionaires. And besides that, almost all their operatives, about 600 people in Gaza Strip, that little bitty land, Gaza Strip, about 600 people are millionaires over there. They're all Hamas operatives. And how they get the money? Your guess is as good as mine. So that is what it is. So one more time, this is ATL Forum, and my name is African Professor One. And my question is, why is the world so fixated on the so-called occupation of Palestinian lands by Israel? But we are not talking about the atrocities and the terrorist activities of Hamas people. So that is what I have for you today. One more time, this is ATL platform or forum. My name is African Professor. I'll talk to you another time. Have a great day. Bye.